Welcome to Shet Vidya Mandir online audio video lecture series. This is your maths professor Jaya Sharma, and in this video we will be seeing maths 1 lesson number 3 trigonometric functions. Out of this we will be seeing properties of inverse trigonometric functions which are going to be useful to solve sums in exercise 3.3. Very first we need to know about the chart. This is very important. This is inverse trigonometric functions range and domain chart. First column I have taken inverse trigo functions, second column I have shown the range, third column I have taken domain, which is also called as principal branch value. Okay, so just see first one, sine inverse, its range is -1 1 and domain is minus pi by 2 pi by 2. And you will see in few of the results I have taken square brackets, and in some I have taken round brackets. They have given it that way. Now why is it so, and what is the meaning of this result? Let's try to understand. Now see, you will get some like find principal value of sine inverse 1 upon 2. Suppose the sum is given to you like this. So we will say let sine inverse 1 upon 2 be equal to theta. We will take the sine that side, so sine inverse to the other side, it will become sine theta is equal to 1 upon 2. Then we will write 1 upon 2 value for theta when it is sine. So it is given when sine is pi by 6. Okay, so what we got here, theta is equal to pi by 6. Now here, see, when we used to find, same way we used to solve for finding principal solution. Trick is same, only thing is the inverse function you take to other side and then the sum is same. Now whatever value we get for theta, you have to compare it from the domains given. Okay, like here we got theta is equal to pi by 6. So you have to see that it lies in the given domain, minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. It is lying, yes, pi by 6 is 30 degree. 30 degree lies between minus 90 and 90. Okay, then what is minus 1 and 1? This is the value which is given here of the angle. Okay, like sine inverse, what angle is given? It's given 1 upon 2. This should lie here in between the given range. Fine. And when it is written as bracket means these two values are included in that. Like now suppose this one, square bracket is given. So square bracket means theta should lie between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, but should include this value also. So you will get here equal to also. Okay. There is the round bracket. Round bracket means, now as in this case, tan inverse ranges are all values. Okay, but the domain is given written between a round bracket. This means except for minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, whatever lies between these two values, that domain we have to compare with. Fine, same goes in cot inverse, range is R, and except for 0 and pi, whatever lies in between. See, cos inverse and cot inverse are having same values for domain, right? It's not necessary that you remember the range value, but it's very important that you remember the domain values. Next is sec inverse. Now see how sec inverse is written. Range is R minus 1 and 1. That means all values of R, but except for the ones which are between minus 1 and 1. This is round bracket. So between minus 1 and 1, not minus 1 and 1. And domain is minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. That is including these two and the values which are between these two. But not 0. Okay, except for 0. Same way cosec inverse, this explanation also goes same way. For range, domain, all the values between 0 and pi, including 0 and pi, except for pi by 2. This value is not included. Fine. So when you get answer like this, theta is equal to pi by 6, you will just write there that theta belongs to the principal branch value. Hence theta is equal to pi by 6. Okay, see, next is our properties of inverse trigonometric functions. First one in this is sine inverse x is equal to cosec inverse 1 upon x. This is when see as in how the question demands, the sum demands, you can use sec inverse 1 upon x in place of cos inverse x, or even cos inverse x in place of sec inverse 1 upon x. And then same way, tan inverse x is equal to cot inverse 1 upon x if value of x is greater than 0. And here also you need to check the conditions. And the last one, tan inverse x is equal to minus pi plus cot inverse 1 upon x if value of x is less than 0. Okay, this is one set of formula. The second set is sine inverse minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x, and the condition of x remains greater than equal to minus 1 or less than equal to 1. Now you remember the trigonometric functions of negative angle, the same thing is used here. Okay, only in cos inverse minus x it will be given by pi minus cos inverse x. Tan inverse minus x given by minus tan inverse x. Okay, where all values of x were belonging to a real number. Cosec inverse minus x is minus cosec inverse x, where mod value of x will be greater than equal to 1. Sec inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus sec inverse x. Then cot inverse minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse x for all x belonging to R. This is third set of formula which you need to know. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2, x between minus 1 and 1. This set is very important. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Okay, then cosec inverse x plus sec inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Next is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy. Just see how it is made. Is equal to tan inverse, the same thing, x plus y upon 1 minus multiplication of xy, where value of x should be greater than 0, y greater than 0, and xy should be less than 1. Again, same we have here, tan inverse x minus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus xy. Okay, conditions are written, and then tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to pi plus tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy, and these are the conditions given. You just need to learn all this formula thoroughly, and please practice whatever is been given in this video properly, and we will see the sums in the next video, which these formulas are going to help you a lot to solve the sums further. Okay, thank you so much for watching.